Man, ow! I'm pretty sure, was last night even real? At some point, I'm not so certain about what happened. I think there was something about. Let me just go check this real quick. Ah, yeah, that's right. Then I did a bunch of arena quests because it gave me sacred coins, and then I think I didn't finish them and I dozed off. I got an orb though. Got a whole orb. Woohoo! Anyways, hey nerds, how you doing? So, this is going to be a video in reply to last night's video about, well, this thing. This whole bomb that dropped last night. And, well, there are a few things I do want to talk about because in the comments, people are going crazy. Good crazy. Also some weird comments, but I tend to ignore those, still, nonetheless. Someone asking me if I could cut off my hair and send them to it, send it to them, things like that, weird stuff. Anyways, so yeah, this is a whole new stretch of weirdness going on here. So of course we have Leon coming out on the 25th, which is really strange. That's less than 6 days from now, less than a week, and well, a lot of you are excited, obviously, but we'll talk about that and the new Heroes Summoning event in just a second. I want to talk about something else real quick, because a few of the comments kind of shared this kind of ideology, I guess. I wouldn't phrase it that way, but basically they shared this thought. And I know that some people have become cynics and, all that fun stuff, especially if you visit the Reddit a lot. Which, by the way, happy New Year to happy anniversary to the Reddit. I believe they are actually a year old now, so thumbs up. But still, when it comes to content right now, a lot of people are going, oh, they're still repeating the pattern. Here's a new banner, and here's Tempest Trials, and maybe we'll get a voting gauntlet a little bit later. But I guess, I've had my fair share of whining about things like this before, oh, there's no new content, it's always the same thing, repeating, but, I do have to point out a few things here for those cynics out there. First up, I just want to say that outside of the whole content that they talked about here in the news article, where it's like, hey, here's a bunch of stuff and what's coming in the anniversary, they really haven't mentioned what the actual anniversary event is going to be, and they haven't really said anything about what exactly is revolving around it outside of, hey, there's going to be a second Choose Your Legend thing, and that's about it. Outside of maybe getting that support thing and paying $4 for a Burger King deal for all those BK lovers out there. I think that's what that is, right? Still, but this whole anniversary thing is still very much shrouded in mystery. They've not really told us very much. They've just been like, look, it's there. And I'm just kind of sitting there going, uh-huh. So when it comes to content, I hope people won't worry too much. I know that a lot of people want new game modes and new things like that, but that was what the survey was for, and I'm hoping as time comes, we'll get a little bit more information on what the anniversary event entails. Hopefully it's just not a new map every day that gives 3 orbs. If you do this, I will be very upset, but still, nonetheless. Yeah, that seems to be what's going on. I also want to point out one thing, if I can actually get this to, do what needs to be done. Let's just, alright, let's scroll down a bit here, because there is one thing I do want to touch upon. On the 7th of February, we are getting a version update. That's that little pink thing right there. And usually, when those roll around, that usually means that there's going to be something happening. Is it going to be a new game mode? I really doubt it, but it usually means quality of life adjustments, maybe more refinements. Because some characters are just kind of still missing their legendary refinements and things like that. Maybe some weapons could also use a little bit of a bump up. So when it comes down to new content and things like that, I expect it to be around that time, if we are to get anything, so don't worry. I know a lot of people are worried about it falling into patterns, but, well, I think we can safely say that probably might continue for a little bit longer. At least, I will say a few things, okay? Grand Hero Battle Leon. This is, they're actually doing something that I really wanted them to do for a little while now. They're bringing out more Grand Hero Battles in succession, which is actually something they haven't done. This is the first time in 4 or 5 months where they've actually started bringing out new versions of Grand Hero Battles, and they're doing it on a timely basis. This is, between 2 weeks, which is actually very familiar to those who were around during launch. So I'm hoping that they'll continue with that. Speaking of Leon, I do know a lot of you were freaking out over this because usually how this is paired with, of course, the new summoning events. And, on the 24th, we have a new summoning event coming on new heroes. Ooh, what could it be? So I'm sure you can all guess it's probably going to be Sacred Stones because, Leon, usually when they do Grand Hero battles, it tends to match the summoning event. Or sometimes they just throw us a crazy one, Who knows? But I'm pretty sure that's going to be Sacred Stones. And a lot of you were like, Sages, I want these characters. So I'm going to go over the most likely characters that are going to be in that banner, just based on one, popularity, and, some other options, okay? So I'm just going to tell you right now the first one, well, it'll probably be Marisa, because she is fairly high on the Choose Your Legends list from last Choose Your Legends. I think she was third, at least, of when it came to characters not in the game. She was just below Micaiah, and I forget who else, but she was fairly high up there, and she is actually quite popular. So chances are Marisa will most likely be in that banner, just based on popularity. Usually, while they do tend to spread these out, they tend to include at least one character that's really quite popular, and Marisa did score quite highly on that list. So I honestly expect that above all else. In fact, on the list that I remember, made by a Redditor, by the way, I don't have it on me, but I'm almost certain that she was right below Morgan from Awakening. So, still. And I'm pretty sure she was the only Sacred Stones character that was on the list. Oh, I'm sure that'll make some people upset, but anyways. Outside of that, I know a lot of people want La Rochelle, or whatever. That name is with an apostrophe, some other nonsense, but La Rochelle. Really want her. Several of the first comments and the and the highest voted comments want her, of course. Just because, of course, I nearly died. I don't know what happened there, but whew. Anyways, but still, as you can see there, yeah, probably it's gonna. I would place my bets that La Rochelle may be in there. I don't know. That would be a very interesting pick because I think that would actually be our first staff unit in a while that has been added. I can't recall when the last one was actually added. I think it might have been Mist from ages ago, but it's been a while. It really has, and I would like to see how they can make another take on a staff unit because they haven't really done too much with that lately, and it would be really neat to see that. And of course, the last one that I actually want to see is just because of my own. That would be, of course, Myr, and that's mostly because, again, we haven't had a dragon unit in ages. She would fit perfectly in, and I think the last one we got for that was actually Ninian way back then, which she was released. And since we got South last time, which was our first dagger unit in a long time, actual real dagger unit, and I'm not talking about seasonal nonsense that is not available afterwards. I'm talking units that can actually be used in in the actual pool. I would like to see another dragon, and since they've become so meta now, it makes sense to bring out another one. Maybe make her green, because why not? I know Faye's kind of a little bit on her own, in her own way, so I would like to see maybe give her Hone Dragons. I'm, because meta doesn't need anything anymore, just give her that. But no. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. The last one's a little bit of a just choice by me, but I almost expect Marissa or God, La Rochelle, because she just, those two are characters that I see constantly pop up in comments about, you know, characters, especially last night's video when it came to, you know, everything there. So yeah, I honestly expect a lot there, but I do feel people get a little cynical about these kind of things, and I know a lot of you really want to see a little bit more content that isn't just Tempest Trials, but hey, at least we have something going on, and we have an idea of what's coming, which is a lot better than what we had a few weeks ago, where we had literally nothing happen. So, yeah, unless, of course, you really enjoy Quests with Anna, which, you know, I'm sure some of you did, because you all enjoy Anna, but Leon is coming. I'm hoping they keep up this tradition. You know, they're not showing much when it comes to actual... One thing to note, too, by the way, is that they do not show events starting past the 8th. So, that's another little oddity. After, you know, they of course show the new summoning events, but, like, after that portion of the month, that seems to taper off, and that also coincides with the new update that's coming out. So, what does it mean? Who knows? But maybe we'll get that Fae channel after all for all of those who enjoy it. But I figured I would just talk about that, see what you guys think. What character from Sacred Stones do you really want to see? If they are, I'm almost certain they are, because of patterns. I really, really want to see another dragon unit. And, you know, La Rochelle would be cool too, because I would like to see maybe a staff unit with an actual legendary weapon. Ooh, that would be cool. Anyways, see you later, nerds. I'm gonna go for now. Have a great day, afternoon, whatever. Love you guys.